Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We will begin the Poetry Slam shortly. We will let everyone come and join the meeting, all reciters and participants. Until then, please keep your microphones and cameras closed. Thank you.
Salam. Salam. Can anyone even hear me?
Alaikum assalam. Yes, thank you for joining the 2020 Poetry Slam. Inshallah, we'll get started soon. Thank you.
Salam.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Inshallah, we'll get started soon. Just waiting a couple of minutes to let people settle in.
If you are a reciter joining the session, please turn on your camera. For the rest of the participants, please keep your cameras and mics closed. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.
Salamun alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Salam everybody.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We will be beginning the Poetry Slam shortly. For those of you joining in, we also have a session on YouTube live stream as well as Facebook Live. So we have multiple options for you to join. Choose whichever one you think is best for you. Thank you. We will begin shortly.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our annual Muslim Congress Poetry Slam. We're going to get things started off with the recitation of the Holy Quran by Brother Zanbig. Brother Zan, take it away.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Zanbig. I'm also going to be your MC for today alongside Muhammad. So to begin the program, I will do a recitation of Surah Ikhlas. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjhum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Again, thank you for all coming to the annual Poetry Slam that we have here at Muslim Congress. This is a tradition that we host every year at our conference on Saturday nights. But of course, with the current state in the world that we're all in right now, we can't do that, unfortunately. So to accommodate that, we're doing that virtually on Zoom, as a lot of you guys may be doing with other events through other organizations that you may be working with. Muslim Congress Youth Committee is an organization that strives to bring the Muslim youth of North America on the path of pure Muhammadan Islam. And one of the ways that we do this is by giving a platform to those gifted in the arts through various different art competitions, as well as our annual poetry slam. Throughout this roughly hour or so, we'll be hearing some beautiful pieces written by many talented individuals. During this event, we ask that if you're not reciting, to please mute yourselves, and we request the artists who are going to be presenting today to have their webcams on while they're reciting. In between reciters, we're going to be having a Kahoot style quiz just to have some interaction with the audience. So do make sure that you are paying attention to different things, especially maybe some of the bios that we have for our performers today. So definitely do make sure that you do pay attention with those. We also wanted to thank ABSA as well as HUC for collaborating with Muslim Congress Youth Committee to make this event possible this year. To give a brief bio about the two organizations, ABSA is also known as the Ahlul Bayt Student Association Network, and it is a virtual convention venue for student organizations which follow the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, on college and university campuses all over the world, especially in North America. And HUC is an accessible and all-inclusive platform that it provides resources for Shia youth to engage in recitation. Through this initiative, they hope to raise and empower generations to come through with the love of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. So with that, I would like to now have our first reciter present today, which is Brother Muhammad Zaidi. Brother Muhammad, the floor is yours now.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Trapped in an ocean of sin and ignorance, we lie at the ocean floor, swimming in indifference, drowning under the weight of our own shadows. From the sun of Allah, we've fallen too far below. Smiles on our faces and torment in our souls, caught up in a world where we tried to seek control, forgetting what you taught us, slaves to desire. The waters of Shaitan choke every fire, then Muharram comes. A light breaks through the window and suddenly we can breathe. Only obedient to Allah's will are we ever freed. Blood bleeding through the desert sands to the ocean floor, quenching our thirst though it could never cure yours. The darkness of our memory crumples against your light. We remember the dreadful day. We remember your fight. We remember your journey there, though not your return.
Jazakallah.
Leaving our hearts to burn, leaving our hearts to yearn. Even on the ocean floor, we remember their names, your family and companions. They've set us aflame. Tears like lighter fluid igniting our soaked hearts. Knowing this pain is the legacy you must impart.
MashaAllah,
Will
MashaAllah.
this fire burn this ocean floor? Will its smoke cloud the skies? Will this earth shake down to its core? Will your mother hear our cries? Struggling to loosen the strings of wakefulness woven into a sheet of sleep. Struggling to escape the shadow of the cloud, the dream of a sleeper, we weep. Each year you bestow upon us this tear-fueled fire. Will we make it last this time, or return to the chains of desire? Our hearts scream out in pain, like a child lost from its mother. Our souls scream out, oh Hussein, sister to sister and brother to brother, sedated by the dream of this world, locked into sleep. Ashura, our only moment of wakefulness from the deep. Freedom from the ocean floor, like a bird just granted wings, or like an angel who comes to your crib a visiting. And though we cry, you taught us not only to cry, and though for you we wish to die, you taught us not only how to die, but how to live. Your war against injustice is why we continue to send our salams. For you breathed Islam, you bled Islam, you are Islam. Every day is Ashura and every land is Karbala. This is not a metaphor, it doesn't warrant a mere mashallah. Every day there is injustice, in every land there is injustice. Whether in Arabia or America, the list is endless. We must ask ourselves, what does it mean to say Labbaika ya Hussein? In the drudges of this dunya, have we gone and
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
forgotten their pain as our pain? To the injustices of the world, Have we become blind? Will we sacrifice our humanity for some peace of mind? Imam Hussein fell as a martyr, but his ideals still stand. Who will rise to the challenge? Who will reprimand the oppressors and the hypocrites who have the upper hand? Who will struggle? Who will sacrifice? Knowing that even every moment of their lives will suffice, trying to kindle flaming empathy in our hearts of ice. Imam Hussein is dead, he's gone, and we cannot return to Ashura and Karbala. Our duty remains the same, with or without Hussein, in service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And though our eyes may weep and our voices may scream and our hearts may bleed, we do not await our Imam. He's awaiting us to embody our creed. We say we fight against injustice, but will we rise for justice? We say we fight against oppressors, but will we rise for the oppressed? We say we fight against Yazid, but will we fight against the Yazids of today? We say we fight for Imam Hussein, but will we fight for our Imam today? Labbaika ya Hussein, Labbaika ya Ahmadi. We will never rest until this world is freed from the chains of bondage and tyranny, and though we're from the bottom of the sea, the ocean floor, it calls out to me. Among the depths of apathy, we are faced with the choice, for with this single voice, we must decide what's greater, our safety or our liberty. Thank you.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you so much, Muhammad. That was an amazing recitation. I understand everyone.
My name is Muhammad.
I understand everyone is very hyped and excited for all the reciters, and I know this is not an in-person poetry slam like how we usually do it. But if you do feel the need to express how amazing all these talented poets are, please make sure to have some emojis in the chat. You can feel free to spam the chat with as many emojis as you like if you really enjoy these poets. So just to give a background on who just gave that beautiful recitation, Muhammad Zedi was born in New York, but has spent most of his life in Houston. He exchanged very snowy winters for long, long summers. He's always enjoyed writing, whether it be stories or poetry, and reading in his spare time when he isn't watching YouTube or playing Minecraft. He's going to be a high school senior, and he hopes to attend college somewhere not in Texas so he can experience seasons once again. He holds a long and prestigious series of titles ranging from third fastest runner in freshman year to tennis in 7th grade spelling bee winner. So mashallah. So before we move on to the next reciter, we will be doing a Kahoot challenge. Muhammad had briefly touched upon that, but he forgot to include one main incentive for this. If you do win, there will be, I heard, a big cash prize or gift card, if I'm not mistaken. So please make sure you do cooperate with this if you would like to have some money. So I will send the link in the description with the room ID. Please make sure to go over to the Kahoot if you'd like to win. So I just sent the link in the description. Please go over to the Kahoot game and enter the room ID. And you can definitely play if you don't want to win. If you just have the desire to show that you are the best here, you are the most knowledgeable, have at it, everyone.
One thing that we do also ask is to please make your usernames within Kahoot as unique as possible, because mashallah, we have a lot of Alis, we have a lot of Muhammads, we got a lot of Fatmas, a lot of Zahras, but please try to make your username as unique as possible.
I'll let everyone join in. We'll be having multiple rounds of this Kahoot game, so please join in. I'll let everyone join in. We'll be having multiple rounds of this Kahoot game,
Card.
We are currently at just 8 players, 9 players now. I know there's a lot more of you out there. Please feel free to join. You don't only have to play to win, you can also play to show your wide range of knowledge. We're now at 10 players. I see there's a total of 38 participants on Zoom and only 15 players on Kahoot now. Okay, so I will share my screen and begin the game. Can everyone see the game?
Are we supposed to be seeing our names on the screen with other people?
Yes. Okay, so we will begin now. So question number 1. What is the most common factor that followers of Ahl Bayt are missing on university campuses throughout North America? Please keep in mind that timing is also a factor in the amount of points that you get. So try to be as fast as possible and try to look for the same answer at the same time. Okay, perfect. Yes, the correct answer was representation at their university. Okay, so that will conclude for round 1. We will continue for round 2. So for our next speaker, we will have Sister Tasbiha Zedi recite a little bit of a background on her. Tasbiha likes cats and mostly ranting about politics. It's probably because she spent the last 6 to 7 years collecting a bachelor's and master's degree in political science, mashallah. To make matters worse, she decided to go to law school with the hopes of saying objection in a courtroom one day. When she's not playing lawyer, Tasbiha likes to write her random musings and periodically picks up novels. She's a New Yorker, gone Texan, bad mistake, and had no regrets about it. Catch her on Instagram if you want to keep up with the rants. The floor is yours, Tasbiha.
Salam. I'm just gonna get started. My mother sang eulogies to me in lieu of lullabies. She poured into me memories captured in time. The characters stood still year after year. What changed was the stroke that we painted them with. Each generation shifting the picture just a tiny bit, but the colors remained the same, where the reds grew redder and the greens grew more vibrant. The wounds remained searing. My mother sang to me about people long gone. We sang together. I imitated the sounds before I learned how to speak. It became my passion to be next to her, to imitate her. What was it about these people that kept her singing? My mother sang to me before I could understand what memories were, but soon they became my own. I could no longer separate myself from those people. It was mystical, it was magical. It was filled with sorrow year after year. It never left me. My mother sang to me so that I could cultivate some love. Maybe it felt foreign to love people I didn't know, but I didn't see it that way. It was all the people my mother loved too. How could I not love them? My mother sang to me of battles and war cries, of love and brotherhood, of family. Ours was broken, so theirs gave me comfort. Ours was separated too. She taught me how time and space don't change a thing. Distance is always temporary in this life. My mother sewed into me love that I cannot imitate. Its ebbs and flows brought me up just fine. Its ebbs and flows helped me through my own stormy waters. When I felt like drowning, this love became my saving grace. Their raft kept me afloat. It lit up the darkest of nights, akin to a bioluminescent bay. It keeps me going to this day. My mother fed me food, blessed with their names. Each grain had their memory infused within. I savored what was given, but I was always left wanting more. What was the secret to their lives that pulled me in so deeply? My mother taught me to visit them, so I went running. My heart grew to twice its size in anticipation. My tears welled up in my eyes before I could realize what was happening, so I went running and I kept running to be embraced in their arms. My mother taught me that to be enveloped by them is the greatest gift of all. She said nothing in life could replace them. No matter how far astray I went, it was to them that I returned. So here I am, and here I am, ready for another embrace to welcome me home. Thank you.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajhum. Thank you so much, Sister Tasbihah, for that amazing piece of poetry. One thing I also wanted to say was I really liked your background and how you were able to get it behind you, because I can never able to do that on Zoom. Every time I do it, it's like my entire face and my body just becomes the background as a whole. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So with that, I think we have another Kahoot question. So Brother Zain, can you please share your screen again so that we can go over that question?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
So for those of you who have not joined the game and are missing out on an opportunity to win a huge cash prize or the honor of just being the top leader
For bragging rights.
For bragging rights, exactly. Please feel free to join. The link is in the bottom of the screen and the game pin is also at the bottom. So please feel free to join. You still have time. So let's see the leaderboard for the last round. Oh, wow. So Mo Zedi is currently in the lead. So please remember.
I think that's our Minecraft redstone engineer. Is that him?
I believe so. So please feel free to remember that timing is a huge thing when it comes to gaining as many points as possible. So not only looking for the right answer, but doing it as quick as possible. So moving on to round 2. Is everyone ready?
I think they are. Let's go.
I'll take that as a yes.
Okay, so for our next question, which 6 cities are the 13 of the 14 Ma'sumin buried in? Is it the red? Is it the blue? Or is it the orange? Orange, yellow? I don't know.
Da na 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 da na 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 na.
We got 2, 5, 6, 8, 10.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so looks like the correct answer was the last one, which is Medina, Najaf, Karbala, Qadamiyya, Samarra, and Mashhad. If you know all of which of the Ma'sumin were buried in which of the cities, definitely put that in the chat. We'll give you some brownie points for that one. But let's take a look at the leaderboard now. And looks like our Minecraft redstone engineer dropped to 3rd, and Layla is the first one, is in first. And then we have FR. I don't know if that stands for France or what that stands for, but Layla is now in the lead. FR is in second. Muhammad M. Zaidi. Oh, Fatma Rizvi. Okay. Muhammad M. Zaidi is in third. Again, we still have a couple more questions to go. So definitely do make sure that you try to answer those questions as fast as you can. But now we're going to go ahead and introduce our next reciter. Our next reciter is Sister Namaya Hussein. She's a 23-year-old final year medical student who's trying really hard not to let science win her over art. And she feels supremely strongly about Shia advocacy and hence rights to vent out against discrimination. You can check out her poetry page at The White Coat and Me. Again, that is The White Coat and Me. So with that, Sister Namaya, please take it away.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start now. Okay. Month 4, days 120, Karachi. The world seems to have come to a halt, 6 feet apart and no interactions of the human heart, confined in a home but within fortified walls, no hugs, no handshakes, no acknowledgements of any sort, limited now to only social media talk. Food in the pantry, there's abundance galore, fresh air to breathe, and numerous movies to watch. Still, we pine, we panic, we squirm, and we complain of anxiety, of depression, of mundaneness, and of having nothing to do and all. There's disease out there, so isolation forms a shield. Tough choices these are, but we for sure will still yield. Month 11, days 330, Kashmir. The Green Valley's voice is now muted with grief. More blood than soil is mixed in the ground. Boat makers do not sing ballads now. Only echoes of whispered lullabies resound. The duty now is not to take the lovers around, but they have to put to sleep thousands wrapped in shrouds. Grandchildren are sleeping now on blood-ridden chests. Internet is blocked. Communication is cut. Barbed wires cage everyone back alongside bullet-laden guns. How do you even begin a quarantine that never ends? 6 years, month 72, China. Hayya ala Salah was from where the trouble began. Minarets were stripped first from muezzins and handed bans. Quickly, it turned into administration of large-scale camps. Beards were cut and tubes were tied. New books were given and the slurs on their religion memorized. They tore apart families and called it rehabilitation of sorts. An imprisonment that could truly put Nazi Germany out of a job. Is isolation without a pandemic also necessary? 9 years, month 108, Yemen. It all started with bombing buildings and rubble on ground. Saudi collection of mercenaries using their religious clout. Crops were stripped of wheat and grain. Water supplies were laced with a poisonous taste. Famine and cholera ready to lodge on extinction of a race. You can see what oppression does in the rise of each intercostal space. What immunity does besiegement of a nation give? 72 years, months, I don't think I can keep a track. What started with Nakba still continues from 1948 up to today. Israeli checkpost man a land completely illicit where birds from the West Bank are not even allowed to sit. Stones still fight, rifles and tanks, no exception for autism or working medics on hand. Olive trees are dead, no leaves left to hang. Majid al-Aqsa still waits for an Azad land. Does an annexation get a respite in quarantine? The most painful one, though, I've left for the last. Isolation in its truest sense, if any of you truly want to understand it all. Just imagine only one thing wherever you are. 1100 years and there's a man behind the wheel. Ghareeb, Mazloom and Tanha he stands, listening to us call out, Laita Shi'ari, oh how I wonder where you are, waiting and waiting for his ghaibat to end. In history right now, we are at a crossroads of sorts, defunding of police and Black Lives Matter streamlining across. Being a silent spectator is the worst of them all. They first come for them, and then the turn will be yours. We were born for justice. It was Fatima's dua. She sacrificed her ribs to speak for the cause. Qasim's trampled body wistfully looks at you. Don't deny what's sweeter than honey, it would say. Abbas's flag is bent today. Sakina implores you to hold it up and stay. Zainab gifts her sermon from Yazid's court to us all. Steady, it calls out in your process of this war. So every time we say these lines, فَيَا لَيْتَنِي كُنْتَ مَعَكُمْ فَأَفُوزَ مَعَكُمْ, wishing to have been there in Nineveh that day, here's a chance to prove which camp we stride from, because today is your Karbala and every difficulty Asham. So think again, what is it going to be? Quran is Zahir of Mawiya or Quran is Natiq of Ali? The call of salvation still reverberates. Hal min nasirin yansurna, it says. The choice still lies with us again. Will it be freedom of Hurri Riyahi or Shimrizil Joshan's kingdom of Ray? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sister. What an excellent poem. So before we pass on the mic to Sister Fatma Rizvi from ABSA, we wanted to do one more round of Kahoot. So before we go on to there, can everyone switch their screens to Kahoot? I'll be sharing my screen. Okay, so moving on to the next question for this round. What year was Muslim Congress founded? Was it 2001? Was it 2005? Was it 2003? Or was it 2007? And the correct answer was 2005. Wow, there was a lot of answers that believed it was in 2003. So the leaderboard must have changed drastically. Let's check it out.
Man, 15 years.
Oh,
Inqalabi.
Inqalabi. Wow.
That sounds really, really familiar. We have the Mahdi. We have the Mahdi in third place. Layla has dropped from first to third. Fatma Rizvi in fourth. And then Masma Raza, that also sounds like a really familiar name to me, is now on the leaderboard. Brother Muhammad, our Minecraft redstone engineer, you got to pick it up, man.
Wow. So it seems like Layla's been pretty consistent, and so has Fatma, I believe Raza, Fatma Rizvi. Okay, so this concludes this round of Kahoot. I would now like to welcome Sister Fatma Rizvi to give her presentation on UPSA. The floor is yours.
Can you hear me correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Fatima. I'm a rising senior at the University of Michigan. And this year I'm the vice president of ABSA Network, which is the Ahlul Bayt Student Association Network. ABSA Network is the organization that brings together and connects Ahlul Bayt student orgs from a variety of colleges and universities across North America. The purpose of ABSA Network is to create a continent-wide community of these students so that they can share their knowledge, experiences, and resources to develop themselves and their organizations, to ultimately further the values and message of the Ahlul Bayt. Here at ABSA Network, we believe that students are in a vital position to serve as ambassadors for the Ahlul Bayt, given the educational environment and resources and opportunities that they have. So yeah, students are held, again, with high regard and value in Islam. The Quran and the Ahlul Bayt repeatedly emphasize the importance of and value of scholars and those who seek knowledge. Like one time, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he entered his mosque and he saw two groups of people. One group was engaged in ritualistic worship of Allah, and the other one was a group of youth engaged in a scholarly discussion of religious issues. So the Prophet ﷺ, he went and sat with the youth, and this kind of shows that the importance that students and youth have in shaping the future and taking the message of the Ahlul Bayt to the world. So that's kind of our philosophy and purpose. And so now I'll just tell you about some of the services we provide. We have three main areas of involvement. First, we provide help to developing student organizations and other youth initiatives. So that includes financial help, advice about what kinds of events to hold, how to engage with the broader Muslim community on campus, etc. And what we usually find is that Shia students struggle. What Shia students on their college campuses struggle with most is representation, especially within the larger Muslim community. So we hope to provide mentorship and advice with regards to that based on the experiences of students who have already encountered this problem. Besides that, we also hold professionalism and career development workshops so that the students themselves can receive help on, what careers are best for them and how being a follower of the Ahlul Bayt will play out in their careers. And thirdly, we have general events and programming that are catered towards students' spiritual development. And these kinds of events also serve to unite different organizations across the country since they're usually held in collaboration. So overall, Apps Network's main thing is networking. Networking is essential for our organization and is the foundation for all our services. I don't know if no. I thought our social media links will be up, but yeah, that's the end of my spiel. So if you want to get in touch, I can probably write the social media information on the chat. And then Brother Shabber, if you have anything to add, feel free to add. But yeah, thank you all for listening. That's the end of my
Thank you,
spiel.
Sister Fatima. Thank you so much. Really wanted to thank ABSA for collaborating with MC this year. ABSA does provide a lot of resourceful resources that we can use, especially college students. So we also have a presentation from Huck. We have Brother Hamza Abdi to present. If you are amongst the participants, please unmute yourself and the floor is yours. So take it over. Is Brother Hamza Abdi joining? If not, we can delay your presentation. Okay, so we'll just delay his presentation and we'll move on to the next reciter. Mohammed, did you want to introduce the next reciter?
Yes, I can go ahead and do that. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much, Mr. Fatma Rizvi, for that great presentation about ABSA. As someone who went through both community college as well as university level, that's something I wish that I really had was ABSA. So especially for those who are in high school right now, thinking about joining a university, definitely go out and try to create an organization, an Ahlul Bayt student association on your campus to really build that community of other Shias, as well as to really empower other Shias to join and share the message of the Ahlul Bayt on your campuses. So I just wanted to say again, yeah, thank you for that, Sister Fatma Rizvi. So our next performer is going to be Brother Ali Juma. Brother Ali Juma is 24 years old. He's Lebanese. He currently lives in Dearborn, Michigan, and is a student, is a nursing student. And he is currently working with the Al-Ajal program out of Zanbig Center in Michigan, where he helps out a lot during the majalises. So Brother Ali Juma, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I have a kind of like spoken word poem about Palestine that I enjoyed seeing from a friend, so I'm just going to read that. It's not too long. And before we begin, if you guys can start with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajun.
Tears, power, ammunition, greed, land marinated with missiles, bodies scattered, graves filled with broken skeletons, tears soaked with hopelessness. A world filled with Middle Eastern children that just go missing. A world where women and children have just become numbers of a death toll. A world where peace has been stolen from these children's lives. Can you hear the silence? Listen close. Maybe you'll hear it call out, no justice, no recognition, no peace, just blood. Blood that stains all too well. The Prime Minister of the Zionist regime, I mean Israel, walked in a unity march against terrorism. You could feel the murdered Palestinians turn in their graves. Each drop of their blood boiled when they felt the intensity of the irony. How can you walk in a march about terrorism when you have thousands of dead bodies at the bottom of your feet? Do not act like an advocate for freedom when you stole it from hundreds of children. You cannot hide it anymore. We have thousands of body bags to testify. Palestine has always been victim of identity theft, and stolen land has never been too fond of its founders anyways. Palestine is a country that has more gravestones than homes. Little boys and girls travel from one broken house to another, to realize that the grave is their predestined home. Palestine's homes crumble as showers of rockets rain on its land. Palestinian mothers see their children cry tears like rainstorms. You see, umbrellas can withstand the rain, but they can't soak up the rockets. A mother's heart can handle the tears, but cannot protect them from the rockets. A mother's heart is not just another piñata these tyrants can chew on. Palestinian children lost hope because Israel bombed that too. Palestinian children lost hope because Israel bombed that too. Tears are like the moon on a starless night. They shine when darkness surrounds them. Tears no longer symbolize loneliness. They are a symbol of hope. These children cry because tears are the only answer to tyranny. Tears are the only cause of a revolution. Their tears caused an uprising in Muhammad's nation. These words are the aftermath of their tears, and I wrote until their tears became my ink. These words will continue to speak for all those who have gone silent. The freedom of Palestinians lies in our voices. Let's swallow some bravery and let power bind to our tongues as we speak up for those whose mouths have been forcibly shut. Let's speak for those whose lives depend on the recognition of justice. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali
Allah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum. Thank you so much, Brother Ali Juma. That was a very, very beautiful piece regarding Palestine. I know that's something that is really, really relevant, especially now with the Zionist regime trying to, annex off the West Bank right now. So thank you for reciting that and bringing the awareness even more regarding our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Now I would like to hand it off over to Brother Hamza from Haq. He has now joined the Zoom call to talk a little bit more about what Haq does. So Brother Hamza, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum everybody. Sorry I'm a little late. Got a little busy and sidetracked with something, but thank you so much for having Haq is really, really appreciative to Muslim Congress for having us co-host this event. And we love to see all these people come out and share their thoughts and their experiences and all of that, which is beautiful to hear. So on behalf of Haq, I'd like to say that Haq's mission is to serve as an accessible and all-inclusive platform that offers Shia youth the opportunity to engage in recitation. The name Haq itself means truth in Arabic and was chosen so that the youth may be able to find truth in their Shia identities. The organization was made to highlight the various ways individuals can connect to the lives and the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Haq is in the midst of creating an app and a website that will provide resources to assist and encourage youth in recitation, such as easily accessible recordings, translations, transliterations, and a service that allows clients to connect with Haq mentor volunteers to schedule one-on-one appointments to receive the further guidance, tips, and advice. If you're interested in becoming a Haq volunteer and you want to sign up for mentors, or you want to sign up for those mentor sessions, or even if you would like to send in a submission, of your recitation, poetry, noher, qasida, mankabat, latmiya, whatever it may be, feel free to send us a submission on our social media accounts. It's haq.72 on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you want to reach us out, you can email us at 72.haq@gmail.com. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving Haq the opportunity to share our goals and giving Shia youth the opportunities and encouragement to proceed in the future.
All right, thank you, Brother Hamza, for that short spiel about Haq. I really do encourage definitely the youth to definitely check out something like this. Overall mentorship in any sort of way, whether it's within recitation, like Brother Hamza was saying, career development, education. Mentoring is something that is really, really key and crucial. It's something that's really helped me, when it comes to the deen, with recitation, with college, with my career overall. So that definitely do check out Haq on their Instagram page and get involved. Really, really something that's valuable. And it's amazing that we have organizations like Haq and like ABSA that are going out of their way and doing this for the youth. Inshallah, may Allah have all of them be successful in their in the initiatives that they are working on. So now we're gonna go back and we're gonna continue the Kahoot quiz before we go to our next reciter. So Brother Zain, can you please go and share the screen?
Can you see the screen?
Yep, we can see the screen.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
What kind of resources does APSA Network provide for students, student organizations, and initiatives? Is it funding, internship opportunities, advice and networking, or all of the above? Which one could it be?
Seems like you guys needed to pay attention during their presentation.
Hopefully everyone gets the right answer. And wow, okay, great. Looks like 15 of the 17 people did get the correct answer. And yes, it was all of the above. APSA does provide all of those. We see the Mahdi as overtaken Inqalabi.
He's on a streak for
place.
3 correct answers. Keep it up, the Mahdi.
Mashallah, mashallah. All right, so now we're going to go and do another question.
One more round.
Okay. In which state did the very first MC conference take place? Was it Dearborn? Was it Los Angeles? Was it Houston? Or was it Miami? One thing that all these places do have in common is definitely the good food. At least that's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe you guys can go debate that in the comment section.
The correct answer was Houston. Wow.
Houston was the correct answer.
Let's see if the Mahdi is still at the top. And he remains. Wow, 4 correct answers in a row. Inqalabi follows the Mahdi as second place. I believe, again, that's Fatima Rizvi. She is at third place, still on the board. And now we have 2 more people who have joined the leaderboard, Noor Yusuf and Muhammad Esfaha. Keep it up. We still have a lot of these rounds left. But to move on to the next reciter, we have Sister Maryam Muaddo. Sister Maryam Muaddo graduated as a business major from Cal Poly Pomona. After teaching at an Islamic school, she moved to Qom, where she has been studying in the seminary since the year 2014. She's been inspired by her brother to continue his legacy of his poetry by following the teachings and the path of the Holy Prophet. Funny story is, Sister Maryam was my teacher in high school. So please take the floor, Sister Maryam. You'll kill it, inshallah.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Zain. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I dedicate this poem. It's called The Rose, and it's dedicated to my little brother. I wrote this after he passed away, a year after. Going through story after story, tale after tale, hardships, hearing them as well. I learned that life never gives you a rose without thorns pricking your finger, and oh boy, how it can hurt sometimes. But in return, the fragrance of that flower can smell ever so sweet. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. That with every hardships comes ease. Believe me, I've been there. That dark tunnel of ever seemingly endless struggles, that place where the sky seems to be falling upon you all of a sudden, and all hopes are gone, yet a light within flickers, a destiny is written. The angels witness the rise of man over their own nafs. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. The dawn has broke. Man has seek refuge in Allah. The breaker of dawn, it's a miracle, subhanallah. The water gushes in through that hard rock that couldn't be broken. The light shines in through. Those hardships finally broke you. Yet the angels could never imagine the miracle. Today's miracle is the miracle of the repentant servant. A child is born after a hard day's labor, born again in faith, achieve light, a heart full of basirat, kindness and compassion that wasn't there. You see, istighfar isn't just a dhikr, it's a way of life, going back, turning around, facing him, to the one who he came from. Man has entered a new realm of light, one which he was blind to. He had eyesight in the world and was blind in the other, yet all together, and now he has achieved eternal vision. And his ascension continues, another tawaf, nurun ala nur, light upon light. His journey continues. All of a sudden, everything makes sense. Those hardships weren't a torture, but a blessing in disguise. As Zainab said, وَمَا رَأَيْتُ إِلَّا جَمِيلًا, that I have not seen anything but beauty. I learned that life never gives you a rose without thorns pricking your finger, and oh boy, how it can hurt sometimes. But in return, the fragrance of that flower can smell ever so sweet. Guess where that rose came from? Of course, it came from paradise. Thank you.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajal fajr. Thank you, Sister Maryam, for that really beautiful poem. I do request to everyone to please recite a Surah Fatiha for Brother Muhammad Mu'addil. So yeah.
There is a Mu'addil.
All right. So with that, I think we do have a couple of more Kahoot questions remaining. So let's go ahead and take care of those before we go and introduce our next reciter.
Okay, moving on to the next round. How
many
many
surahs
Okay.
are in the Quran? Okay, is it 313? Is it 7? Is it 76? Is it 114? I really hope that everyone gets this question right, or else we're really going to have a talk with the Sunday school teachers across America. Okay, and
yes, let's
thank
go.
God. Okay.
Shia community is in good hands.
All right. And the leaderboard, the Mahdi is still in first place, Inqalabi in second, Nur Yusuf in third, Muhammad Isfaha in fourth, and then Marzia T in fifth place. So we have one more round after this. Let's see if the Mahdi can hold his lead, or will Inqalabi take over. How long has Imam Mahdi alayhi salam been in occupation? Is it 20 years? Is it 1079? Is it 957? Or is it 561? What is the correct answer?
I think this could be the question of the day. I think this is the one. The Mahdi will no longer be the leader.
And the correct answer is 1079. 1079 is the correct answer. Let's see the final results.
Wow, the Inqalabi came in.
Wow,
taking that first position.
That is insane. The Mahdi, sorry. Well, you actually are the winner, since Inqalabi, I believe, mentioned in the chat that they did not want to win for the prize. So
I think there's still one more round.
Oh,
surprise round.
Oh, okay.
Should we do the final round right now, or should we wait after this final reciter?
I think we should wait after the final reciter.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So lastly, we would like to invite someone who has also presented at a previous Muslim Congress Poetry Slam, who is Brother Imran Majid. Imran is an educator, a wayfarer, and an artist based in Philadelphia. He has served in schools and nonprofits for 12 years. Currently, Imran is completing a graduate program at the School of Social Policy and Practice, SP2, at the University of Pennsylvania. In his spare time, he enjoys trail running and culinary adventure. Brother Imran, I just want to say, man, I love the Oakland A's hat. I think that's an Oakland A's hat. Great baseball team, especially in, I think, 89 or 88 when they won the World Series. I remember I used to watch a lot of the highlights for that one. But yeah, I'll let you get to it.
89, 90, good year. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Let's give it up for all the reciters, every single person that's gone thus far. Do you see a reaction button at the bottom? Oh, there's a little happy face. You click on it. There's a thumbs up. If you see that, just click on the thumbs up. Give it up for every single person. I want to light up like tic-tac-toe. You know what I mean? So give it up. If you love the Ahlul Bayt, click on one of those buttons. On the nature, right? It goes even beyond Robert. In this poem, this next one is about of sorts, liberté. Bismillah. O Lady Liberté, they crowned you with thorny missiles, gave you poison projectiles aimed at the world. Libertas, the freedom goddess, now the freedom got us in the land of the enslaved, the home of the depraved and blind. See, he blindfolded you. In red, white, and blue, he bound and gagged you until we found you red, white, and blue. Iblis, the name of the beast who shackled your ankles and dressed you in corroded copper robes, his rogue cops with copper wires tapping the entire globe. Oh, Lady Liberté. Liberté, Iblis took your tablet and cut it up with toxic democracy, peddling freedom like amoxicillin, but really copper metalling's killing us like arsenic in water. I'm not mocking Liberté. I know you can't talk today. Ms. Heroin, your torch needs oil, so you scorch the earth for black tar heroin and inject it in the marrow, and our wretched brethren and sisterin burn. Listen, my brothers and sisters, Lady Liberté is but a statue, a rusty idol in our hearts dressed by a Mr. Iblis. He doesn't want her to dress herself, doesn't want her to emancipate herself, to illuminate and purify hearts of illnesses and corrosion. So she's frozen. A statue stained, battered, and bruised by red, white, and blue. She fixes the pain with the Novocaine of tainted freedom that Iblis gave her. Peace. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
All right, this next piece, I'm going to do one more. It's called Ode to Abbas. This is a model of resistance. Y'all know him. Ode to Abbas. Bismillah. Wearing clothes of his father, no matter, he killed many enemy soldiers. He is Abbas, the moon of the Hashemites. And like Asadullah, the lion of God is courageous in all lands and ages, not afraid. Alamdar, the standard bearer, the wearer of devotion, goes to the Euphrates to get oceans for the children in Hussein's camp. Sakina, pain by emotion and attached to Abbas, her only hope for getting water. Abbas cannot stand, cannot see Sakina, thirsty and crying violently. Abbas enters the battlefield on Uqab with only a spear, armed with Sakina's tears and a bag of water clutched in his hands. He makes it to the river, filling the bag with water, not quivering at the quivers of the enemy. Abbas's loyalty so great, he drinks no water. He cannot bear the thought of Sakina crying and thirsty. Abbas conquers the river, conquers himself, cusping the Euphrates in his mighty hands. He still does not drink. After gathering the water, Abbas rides Uqab back towards the camp. On his way back, struck from behind, severing one of his arms, struck from behind again, severing his other arm. Abbas continues carrying the water bag in his mouth. Yazid's soldiers start shooting arrows at him. One arrow hits his bag and Barney gushes out of it. One arrow hits his eye and Rokto gushes out of it. One of Yazid's men hits Abbas with a mace, falling off his horse, lacking arms. Abbas falls with grace before he lets the flag fall. But Abbas ibn Ali, the standard bearer, did not fall. Al-Abbas ibn Ali, the provider of water, did not fall. Al-Abbas ibn Ali, the king of loyalty, did not fall. The universe rings, the father of virtue, open the door to Hussein. Open the door to fulfilling needs, the most superior martyr, the strength of Hussein succeeded. In the sands of Karbala, in the badlands of North Philadelphia, in the seat that you're in on this Zoom call on YouTube, Fadl ibn Abbas, father of heavenly graces, succeeded. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala
صل
Muhammad.
على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
I also just wanted to give a shout out to all the organizers, all the young people, again, to every single person that performed, and of course, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Ahlul Bayt. Salam.
Thank you, Brother Imran, for such a powerful performance. Just to reiterate what he just said, thank you to all the reciters for sharing such powerful pieces throughout this event. So moving on to the final surprise round of Kahoot, we had Inqalabi in first place. Let's see if that can change. We have one final round. Here it goes. What city is Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam buried in? Is it Samarra? Is it Najaf? Is it Qadimiyah? Or is it Mashhad?
Let's see if the Sunday school is teaching our kids well again.
Moment of truth. Who's our winner? Oh, seems like a lot of people thought it was Samarra. Let's see what that did to the leaderboard. And our winner is, in third place, we have the Mahdi. In second place, we have Muhaddisa. And in first place, we have Inqalabi.
Excuse me, Zain.
Yes.
Was the answer Qadimiyya for Imam Hassan al-Askari?
Yes.
Yeah, it should have been Samarra, brother. Yeah.
And Qadimiyya is Imam al-Jawad and Imam al-Qadim, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, seems like there's been some type of miscommunication on our end. So it seems like we're gonna have to move Inqalabi from first place and give, I believe, the Mahdi first place, as I believe he chose Samarra, which was the right answer. So in a change of events, we have the Mahdi who will remain first and take the prize. Thank you all. Sorry about the miscommunication. And I will now hand it off to Brother Muhammad.
Thank you for that, Brother Zain. We are going to go ahead and close things off with Brother Ali Juma, who will be reciting a few portions from Dua al-Nudba.
Before we start again, if we could just begin with another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أين الحسن أين الحسين أين أبناء الحسين صالح بعد صالح، صادق بعد صادق، أين السبيل بعد السبيل؟ أين الخيرة بعد الخيرات؟ أين الشموس الطالعة؟ أين الأقمار المنيرة؟ أين الأنجم الزاهرة؟ أين أعلام الدين وقواعد العلم؟ أين بقية الله التي لا تخلو من العترة الهادية؟ أين المعد لقطع دابر الظلماء؟ أين المنتظر لإقامة الأمن والعواج؟ أين المرتجى لإزالة الجور والعدوان؟ أين المدخر لتجديد الفرائض والسنن؟ أين المتخير لإعادة الملة والشريعة؟ أين المؤمل لإحياء الكتاب وحدوده؟ أين محيي معالم الدين وأهله؟ أين قاسم شوكة المعتدين؟ أين هادم أبنية الشرك والنفاق؟ أين مبيد أهل الفسوق والعصيان والطغيان؟ أين حاصد فروع الغي والشقاق؟ أين طامس آثار الزيغ والأهواء؟ أين قاطع حبائل الكذب والافتراء؟ أين مبيد العتاة والمردى؟ أين أين مستاصل أهل العناد والتضليل والإلحاد؟ أين معز الأولياء ومذل الأعداء؟ أين جامع الكلمة على التقوى؟ أين باب الله الذي منه يؤتى؟ أين وجه الله الذي يتوجه الأولياء؟ أين السبب المتصل بين الأرض والسماء؟ أين صاحب يوم الفتح وناشر راية الهدى؟ أين مؤلف شمل الصلاح والرضا؟ أين الطالب بذحول الأنبياء وأبناء الأنبياء؟ أين الطالب بدم المقتول بكربلاء؟ أين المنصور على من اعتدى عليه وافترى؟ أين المضطر الذي يجاب إذا دعا؟ أين صدر الخلائق ذو البر والتقوى؟ أين ابن النبي المصطفى وابن علي المرتضى وابن خديجة الغراء وابن فاطمة الكبرى؟ بأبي أنت وأمي ونفسي لك الوقاء والحماية. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. صلى الله على محمد وآله.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farjhum. Wow, that was mashallah, very, very beautiful, brother Ali Juma. Thank you so much again for reciting Dua Nudba, as well as the dua of the Imam of our time. So, so beautiful. I just want to close things off by thanking again all of the amazing reciters, ABSA, as well as Huck for collaborating with us in this event and making this event possible. And if you would like to, please feel free to drop your social media links in the chat right now so that people can go ahead and check you guys out on the social media. Another announcement, please, for whoever the Mahdi was in the Kahoot, to send an email to youth at Muslim Congress, youth at muslimcongress.org, so that we can coordinate with you regarding the prize for the Kahoot. Again, that is youth at muslimcongress.org to coordinate with us regarding the prize of the Kahoot. Again, do check out our social media pages. We do have Muslim Congress merch that you guys can buy. We have hats. We also have a children's Muharram book that you can definitely go ahead and check out. We also do host many events throughout the year, Muslim Congress youth camps. Inshallah, we can resume all of the outdoor activities that we have once the world goes back to normal, or within this entire new normal that we're all living within. We also have a monthly Kahoot that you can participate in as well. So do definitely check out the Muslim Congress Facebook page, as well as the Muslim Congress YouTube and Instagram pages to stay up to date with all of the initiatives that Muslim Congress has. With that, I would like to thank you all again for attending. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
عجل فرجهم ما شاء الله